everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Angelo and today I want to talk about this little thing in here. We have talked about the Intel Arc 750 already in the channel on other occasions. However, this time I want to talk about ray tracing. Can the Arc 750 even ray trace? And the answer, my dear friends, is a resounding yes. I was doing a video or doing some tests and benchmark for something completely different, but I had to make a video about this because when I saw the results of that, I was blown away. We know this Arc 750 have a lot of drivers issue. The performance is all over the place. On some games it will perform better than a 3060 and some others is going to be under a 3060, at least for the 750. The 770 is supposed to be a little bit faster, but this is my experience with this one. So, you know, you never know exactly what to expect, and I think that's one of the Achilles heel of this car. However, when I was testing ray tracing with this car, because many people, you know, they say, no, you cannot play with ray tracing. I have proven that you don't need a high-end car to enjoy a ray tracing game. I have proven. There is a video in the channel testing ray tracing with an RTX 2060 6GB. Of course, you cannot just like activate everything, but you can activate some options. You have to play with them and you can have a better graphic quality than without ray tracing. So yes, you can enjoy ray tracing even on lower end cars. But however, even though those are lower end, that's a lower end ray tracing car, this car is not, my friends, and I'm going to show you some benchmark and then we are going to talk a little bit about it. So the first game I tested was Watchdogs Legions, and the reason I tested that is because it's a console game that has sort of the same options and, you know, it's quite limited in the ray tracing scope. So when I was testing this, you can see over there that the 6600 XT is always under both of the 3060 and the Arc 750. And in this particular case, the Arc 750 is normally over the 3060. I think there is a couple of areas where the 3060 can go above, but there is a quite difference between them. So normally the Arc can get to 55 while the 3060 is around 50. So yeah, there is a quite gap in there if you ask me. It doesn't sound that much, but we're talking 10% difference on an Arc 750 against a 3060, which is the second generation of ray tracing car from Nvidia. This is the first generation of graphic card for Intel, at least when it comes to this era, because they had other GPUs a long time, well, video cards a long time ago. However, you can see there is quite a gap here, and we're talking 10% difference with Nvidia, but this is 20 to 30% difference with the AMD 6600 XT, which is the reason I've been very disappointed about the announcement of RDNA 3 when it comes to ray tracing performance, because I don't think this is enough from my point of view, especially after seeing this. Then I tested Cyberpunk 2077 with all ray tracing options active, but not on the maximum quality, just the medium quality for the light. So you can see here that normally in this test the 3060 tends to be a little bit better. However, you can see that the difference now is even bigger against the 6600 XT. And why this matters is because the 6600 XT is 20 to 30% faster than both the 3060 and the Arc 750 when it comes to rasterization. Oh my god, my tongue is on fire after so many numbers and letters to talk about these video cards. In any case, as I was saying, the thing is because the 6600X is faster, 20% to 30% in rasterization, that it comes under 30 to 40% in ray tracing when it comes to this test, tells you about how much of an advantage Nvidia and Intel has over AMD, and why 70% uplift on the RDNA 3 from my point of view is not enough, because it's not. So this is the last test I was checking, and this is the one that really, I don't know what happened. I don't know if there is a bug. I retested and tried this again and again, and the results were always the same. This is Metro Exodus Enhanced Edition that, as you know, you cannot play on a car without ray tracing acceleration. So this benchmark, I ran it, and besides the colors, which are different on all three of the tests, because the output for the HDMI is a little bit different. The point is that the performance in ray tracing sometimes is almost double that of the 3060s, and leaving the the 6600 XT behind by a lot. And if you see it, in this particular case, the 6600 XT is quite good compared to the 3060. It's still under them, but it's not as far as them as the other test. I'm not sure if this game is incredibly well optimized or what, but it's clear that whatever Arc is doing it better than both of those other cards. The only difference besides color that I could pinpoint is on some areas what is motion blur seems to be disabled on the Arc 750. I don't know if it's because of an error, is because of a bug, but I can assure you that all three tests were run with the same configuration, and when the test ends, it shows you a conclusion giving you what settings it used and the results, and the settings are exactly the same for all of them. But the Arc 750 is so far ahead in terms of ray tracing than the other two cards, at least in this title, that man, I had to share this the moment I saw it, and that's why I'm making this video now after testing these three games. So after having seen it's only three benchmark, as I said, I wasn't making a ray tracing video, okay? I was just testing for some other purposes, and it happened that surprised me a lot. And the thing that is more surprising, and the reason I was also so disappointed with AMD and their approach with the latest RDNA 3, is because from my point of view, I do love and enjoy ray tracing in games, and I think it's the future. So I want to see every company pushing forward this, because we need to get better and better on ray tracing. However, AMD is not pushing this feature that much, which brings everything down. Okay, however, when I was testing, think that the 3060 and the Arc 750 are sort of equals. As I said, they are, you know, the Arc has all over the place performance, but normally they should be around the same level of performance. However, the 6600 XT, which is the lower RDNA 2 card I have, is 20 to 30% faster in rasterization. However, even though it's 20 to 30% faster in rasterization, it ended up being even 40% slower when it comes to ray tracing on some games. So it lost on every single test, some of them by 20% and some of them by 40%. So that shows how bad is AMD, and that's why I was disappointed. However, what I was not expecting is that the Intel Arc was even better than a 3060, or equal at least in ray tracing performance. This is the first time that Intel is, you know, creating a video card that has ray tracing accelerators, and by the first hand they already got it perfectly fine. So imagine what is going to happen on the next generation. Now, why I say it's perfectly fine if it's still, you know, something that is going to slow down, because yes, that's the sort of ray tracing performance you expect for a card that has this sort of performance level, because it's around a 3060, but even the ray tracing performance is better. So when you use ray tracing, you are not losing as much performance as you are with an RX 6700 or with an 3060. Yes, you lose performance, obviously, but I was honestly quite surprised by the capabilities of ray tracing. Now I'm wondering, could they get even better with driver optimization, or are they, or this is just the best they can? No matter which of the two, I know for rasterization they still have a lot to improve, but on ray tracing, I think they are on the right path. And I was so surprised that I wanted to make a video about this, because as I said, I wasn't looking for it. As you see, there is only 3 tests I did. There are nothing major. There is no like a selection of 25 ray tracing games, but I think they will show us a picture. I don't think it was better in all those games just by coincidence. I honestly think that the Intel Arc approach for ray tracing is really, really good. So imagine what we can expect when Intel brings the next generation of car. Hopefully before that they have sorted out all the drivers problem this car have, and we can have a very serious competitor, not only for the raster market but also for the ray tracing market. So yeah guys, this is surprising. So if you get this car like for very cheap, and obviously if you you get it even less than a 6600 XT or a 3060, and you can deal with the driver's issue, well, you are going to have a very interesting experience playing with ray tracing games on this car. So that's all I wanted to bring to this video. It was a short one because as I said, I was surprised and I thought it would be interesting to show to you guys. So thank you very much and see you on the next video.